Alright, y'all sexy motherfuckers. How's it going out there today in voodoo land? The voodoo that you do in YouTube land. YouTubers. What the fuck? Okay, so I don't know how much my language is gonna matter because my videos aren't monetized anyway. So if I'm always worried about the protocol and etiquette of YouTubing and whether or not I'm gonna get kicked off of YouTube, then the extent of self-censoring is gonna fucking drive me nuts, and I'm never gonna make any videos. So with that said, I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot right in there, let it all hang out, so to speak, warts and all, as they say, and just let the chips fall where they may. I hope you guys can appreciate that. There's a lot of talking heads out there, and I get bored to listening to some of them. And I made a commitment, or I tried to make a commitment, a promise to myself that I was going to try to be a content provider in as much, in like 1/10 or 1/100th of what I consumed. So basically meaning that if I watch 10 hours of YouTube, then I should contribute an hour back. And then I thought, wow, that's actually really tough. I know you full-time YouTubers out there, you content providers that I love, and I love all of you, the good ones. So today's video is about pronunciation in spiritual traditions. Kabbalah, K, Q, or C, whatever you like. The Hermetic tradition, not the secret Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, but just Hermetics in general, and Chinese. And so my question is, I've been doing Kabbalah and Magick for a long time. I got my first grimoires when I was like 12, 13 years old, and I had actually been practicing a form of mind magic before that because my mother did tarot when I was a kid. So at her knee I was getting the impressions of how to do those types of mystery arts. But I got really interested in Chinese Taoism when I was 13, 14, 15 years old. I started going to a Kung Fu school. We'll say 13. Even before that I had some interest, but we'll talk about that at a later date. So this mostly comes from, recently I watched a Israel Regardie video, and his pronunciation was far different than the pronunciation I've been using. For example, the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram. For the last, I'm 45 now, I started when I was 13 doing this ritual nearly every day for years at a time. Maybe I did it for a decade, then took a couple of years off, and then I did it for another decade, and then took a couple of years off, something like that. So I've been doing this ritual for going on 30 years now, 30 plus years. And my pronunciation, listening to Israel Regardie, my pronunciation's wrong. And I gotta wonder, does it really fucking matter? And so this is going to be an experience, an experiment. Number one, it's going to be an experiment in hermetics. Number two, it's going to be the foundation of a forum with which I get feedback from YouTubers if anybody watches this video. So hopefully I'll get at least a dozen folks interested in the subject of pronunciation in magical rites and whether or not it matters. I'll give you a foundation for that. In China, where I live here in Beijing, China, in case any of you were wondering. And in China, there are 60-something, there are 56 ethnic minorities. Then the Han make up about 95%. But 56 ethnic minorities, and in each language category of those minorities, there's dozens and dozens of pronunciation nuances. And so I gotta wonder if everybody's using the same magical rites in Chinese magic, which, I mean, the character system is all the same pretty much. It's uniform. But if everyone's using the same invocations but saying them slightly different, does the spirit world really give a fuck? And so that's my question, because my latest studies into the Hermetic tradition have opened up new worlds of mind and spirit to be prosaic. I mean, my recent reintroduction into study of the Tree of Life and the Kabbalah has had profound effects on my spiritual experience. And I haven't done any difference in the pronunciations, but I've picked up again the book The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, Modern Magick, some Israel Regardie stuff, some Arthur Edward Wyatt stuff, and I mean, just studying the diagrams and looking at the color schemes and stuff and making a few ritual items of my own has launched me into a veritable bonanza of new spiritual experiences. And so I want to share it with you guys, and I want to figure out if it really matters. I'm going to do it, yep, that's right, from right here inside my kitchen. Yeah, so I'm gonna launch this video system now. What I'm doing here right now, as I speak to you, my beloved audience, lend me your ear, my brothers and sisters, because I don't fucking know. I honestly do not know if it matters, and I think it might, but I don't know. And so I'm gonna get down to brass tacks here. I'm gonna rub one out and let you know what it's all about together. So I'm gonna present the questions to you. Yeah, let's try to keep it on a spiritual level. No profanities. The people at the top of the pyramid, they reserve that right for themselves. So I want to know, does it really matter if your pronunciation is super accurate? Because I read recently in a book on Chinese sorcery that Chinese ghosts don't understand, they don't speak English. And that really kind of shattered my image of the spirit world. I was like, what? Chinese ghosts can't speak English? And so I wanted to call BS on it, but then I started thinking deeper, and I thought, maybe that's true. Maybe there are some undeveloped, lesser type spirits out there that have not lived multiple lifetimes in multiple languages and just don't get it. What do you guys think? Do you think ghosts speak their native language? And because I don't. My impression of the spirit world is that we go in and out of there, perhaps. And I mean, I honestly don't have a lot of evidence of this, but I mean, I got a ton of evidence of it, but not a lot of proof is what I mean. Personal experiential evidence. I've got hearsay. And so this is what this will be. It'll be an experimentation, an exploration, and gathering of the vital information to prove whether or not the 100% accurate pronunciation, splitting hairs, matters to the spirit world. Let's find out together, my brothers and sisters. All right, so some of you are probably saying then, give me a little Frank Monday on the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. So here we go. Kabbalistic cross. Malkuth. Vegubra. Vekula. Leolam Amun-Ra. So mote it be. So there you have an example. Ata Malkuth Vegubra Vergudla Leolam Amun-Ra. So mote it be. Next, of course, to pentagram in the east, and Yud He Vav He. Of course, move to the south, pentagram, and Adonai. Direction, direction, direction. Finish up with before me, Raphael.